It certainly does look bare. It doesn't look as if there'll be a great deal of help for the seamers there. Now, Paul Allott was out in the middle with the two captains at the toss.
Mike, what are you going to do first?
Well, I won the toss and we'll bat. The wicket looks pretty flat. The weather's clearing up nicely, so hopefully we'll have a good day to put a score on the board and defend it.
Do you think there's a little bit more pace in this pitch than ones at Old Trafford this season?
It's certainly been prepared to have a bit more pace than the previous games we've played here, which have been a bit slow and low. So hopefully this will come onto the bat and make scoring runs a bit more easy.
No problems with the team. It's the same one that played in the B&H final.
Yeah, we always have problems picking the team, but it is the same one which appeared in the final, yes.
OK, thanks very much, Mike.
OK, thanks.
David, now you're going to bat second. Does this cause a problem with David Byas?
No, I was saying, I was uncertain as to what to do coming across, but Mike's won the toss and he's decided, so whatever we've got to do, we've got to do it well, and we'll try and contain a reasonable score.
Now, what happens if Michael Bevan's batting at 20:07 and that helicopter's overhead?
I'll have to stop there, won't it? No, as I think the forecast is good, so hopefully we should get through in time for him to depart across to Australia.
OK, good luck, David.
Thank you.
Well, Dominic Cork got that decision spot on. Mike Watkinson has chosen to bat. You're not surprised?
No, I'm not surprised. That's the way they go about their one-day cricket. They like to get the runs on the board, and it's a good way of going about it and defend with the bowling at the end.
All right, Dominic, let's together have a look at the two teams here. Very interesting to look down that Lancashire side and see that they've left out their overseas player, Steve Elworthy.
Yeah, it's the way they've gone about it in their one-day cricket. He was left out of the Benson Hedges final. I feel sorry for him in a way because he's a very good bowler. He can bat as well. And they've obviously brought in Gary Yates.
And Michael Bevan there in the Yorkshire side, David Byas was talking about him. He's going to have a police escort to get him to the airport on time. He's got to fly to Australia tonight.
That's right. He's got a report for the one-day series in Sri Lanka. And it's very strange that he's straight off the pitch and straight into a police escort.
Well, great amount of fascination there in the decision of Yorkshire to play Michael Bevan. Time for the action now, and the first is from here in Manchester, and our commentators are Paul Allott and Ian Botham.
Edged and down by David Byas at second slip. Could live to rue that.
Well, a little bit of bounce, Darren Gough. We were talking about that just now. Mike Atherton tries to play it down, but David Byas has dropped what really is a catch that someone of his ability at second slip should have taken. He's got there quite easy.
He's away now with 4. Smashed away backward a point.
A little bit of width there from Chris Silverwood, and he hasn't got the pace of Darren Gough, and once you stray off line, so someone of Jason Gullion's form, only a few weeks ago he scored 300 on this very ground.
Big appeal. I think that's going down the leg side. Anxious look from Jason Gallion.
A little bit of movement in Silverwood there, unfortunately just a little bit too much for him. Worth a shout, but it was always just drifting down the leg side, and Ray Julian quite rightly having nothing to do with it.
With and dropped again. Byas has dropped Atherton twice now in the space of 3 overs.
Well, this is the harder catch. It's outside there, it's wide, and Mike Atherton flushes at it. And that would have gone very, very quickly to David Byas. They come out of the crowd. A much harder chance than the one he dropped off Darren Gough, but even so, it makes you wonder if Mike Atherton's perhaps going to get a big 100 today.
Certainly going to get the chance. He's been dropped twice by the same man, the Yorkshire captain.
It's going to be close. And there's a problem here. Must be run out, surely. And must be, and is. Umpire Nigel Plews is going to look to the third umpire, but one can't imagine One can't imagine that Jason Gallion has made it into his ground. Graham Burgess is the third umpire, who's going to have a look at the television replay. Yorkshire need this.
Well, that's a huge mix-up, both at the same end, which is surprising for... And he's struggling, he's gone. That's amazing. These two, Gallion and Atherton, have batted together for a couple of years, and that's a huge mix-up.
Particular disappointment for Jason Gallion, who played extremely well. He's gone for 19, and Lancashire are 26 for 1. New batsman is John Crawley, who played extremely well in the recent Test match, made 53. And fingertips, but 4. Smash so hard by John Crawley that there was little Anthony McGrath could do.
This looks like a valiant attempt by McGrath. That's short and wide, and Crawley's given that everything, and he's probably just got a fingertip on that, but that would have been an absolutely amazing catch if he'd pulled that off.
Width and an edge, and caught by Blakey, and Mike Atherton goes. He's had a pretty laboured morning, and Stemp and Blakey have put him out of his misery.
Yeah, it's a ball that's quite wide, and it's bounced on him, and it's just taken the top edge, and Michael's not really looked, he's just walked away. Good catch. He's struggled a little bit this morning, Michael has, and he's Stemp has come on and taken the vital wicket.
Atherton goes for 18, it's 52 for 2. Neil Fairbrother is Lancashire's number 4. Reputation of being one of the best one-day batsmen in world cricket. Super average in the NatWest Trophy, just over 47. Fairbrother down the wicket. He's holed out to deep mid-wicket, second ball. And the Yorkshire supporters are ecstatic, McGrath's ecstatic, and Fairbrother will be kicking himself.
Yeah, this is the way Neil Fairbrother likes to play against spinners. Not so sure what he's trying to do here, and it's caught the inside edge and gone straight out. Good catch. Good catch by Tony McGrath, very good fielder.
Determined not to be tied down after that first ball turned. Fairbrother has committed cricketing suicide. Out for naught, 52 for 3 Lancashire. Graham Lloyd comes in at number 5 for Lancashire, and his side in a little bit of trouble here. And that's going to be 4 byes. Four wides. Been signalled 4. Michael Bevan has slid into the rope and left the rope back. Graham Lloyd has launched into that. That's more than a reverse sweep, it's a reverse pull, and it's very well fielded by McGrath. Great cricket, superb improvisation, and brilliant fielding as well.
This is a super shot if you can get away with it in one-day cricket. He does play this a lot, with the big open wide field just behind point. Some great fielding there by Anthony McGrath.
Tucked away. very well there. Just a little short from Peter Hartley. Graham Lloyd rocking back very quickly, and short arm jolt, not a full swing, full flow of the bat, short arm jolt. And there we go. That'll do nicely. I'll have 4 more runs. That shot also brought up the 50 partnership for Crawley and Lloyd. And very close there, well fielded. Tony McGrath in there very quickly. And John Crawley thought about the second. Tony McGrath to think about it. In he comes, a very good field, and well, Tony McGrath getting out very quickly, but John Crawley making his ground.
It's in the air. McGrath, and dropped him. That is a severe blow. Balance of the match may well change on that very moment.
Well, Stemp did everything right, threw it up, a little bit of air. Graham Lloyd trying to hit it through the onside. Gets a leading edge, and Tony McGrath gets there, does the hard work, and then drops what really was at the end. And he has to be said, he made it an easy catch at the end. He gets there well, covers the ground, and then forgets to catch it.
Four more. It's very well bowled, but incredibly well played by Crawley. Brings up Lancashire's 150.
That's a brilliant shot. He's watched that all the way onto the bat there, and that's a fantastic riposte to that. Could have been a perfect ball, if just slightly more towards leg stump, but that's given the fielders no chance. That's a fantastic stroke.
'100 partnership between Crawley and Lloyd. Super shot from Lloyd. That's 4. Hardly any need to run for that. Takes him through to his 50. Very accomplished innings from Graham Lloyd. Well received by this full house here at Old Trafford. Down the track and launched high. Straight over long on for 6. Spectacular hitting from Graham Lloyd.
Yeah, it's a fantastic shot in Stemp's last over. He's quite clearly his intent's here to finish off with some big runs against the spin of Stemp, and he started off with a huge 6.
This is Richard Stemp's last over. Top edge, and it's brilliantly caught at deep square leg by McGrath. That was a spectacular catch.
Well, what a blow that is. That's been dragged down again, and Crawley's gone onto that beautifully. He's hit that flat, and that's a sensational catch by McGrath. And he's quite happy with that. Again, look at that drag down. Crawley's got hold of it, and that is sensational. Probably would have gone for 6 had the catch not been taken.
John Crawley's innings ends for 62, 197 for 4. Lancashire's captain Mike Watkinson coming in at number 6.
That's a good shot too. Lloyd doesn't bother to run for that. Some of his stroke play has been brilliant in its placement.
It's a great pickup shot, the way he plays. He's aggressive. It's a very good bat. I've been hit by that quite a few times.
And a wicket. With almost ideal timing. Graham Lloyd has gone. He'll be furious with himself indeed. The jab of the bat into the ground suggested he was, and the Yorkshire faithful are chanting.
Yeah, it's quite a wide ball, and Graham Lloyd's gone for his favourite shot, the cut, and got a top edge straight to Chris Silverwood. He'll be very upset with that. He looked in good form, was striking the ball very well.
Yeah, and it was a wonderful reception from the Manchester crowd. That's such an important innings. Lloyd 81, Lancashire 209 for 5. Warren Hegg is the new batsman for Lancashire, and a very dangerous customer he is too. Made 81 from 62 balls in the Benson and Hedges Cup semi-final between these teams here. It was a match-winning performance. An excellent stroke, really high-class shot. Just hit it on the up, over extra cover with the full face of the bat.
That is exactly what I'm talking about. The way he comes down the wicket. Didn't go as far as my 6 in the quarter-final, but he does time the ball very well.
That's a fantastic stroke. Warren Hegg is very dangerous when he makes room and cuts the ball away square. He flays at that. Brilliant work. It always takes something special to turn one-day matches, and my goodness, we see it from Darren Gough on a lot of occasions.
This is a great catch by Darren Gough here. He's caught it one-handed, and hasn't he just enjoyed this? Reminds me of somewhat of a footballer there.
He took a corker in the quarter-final that we covered down at Hove at mid-on. Just leapt in the air and plucked it out. Mike Walkerton goes for 35, 262 for 6. Ian Austin is the new batsman, and a very dangerous left-handed hitter of the ball he is too. Here's our Manhattan chart. My word, that shows you how they've picked up. 73 from the last 9 overs. And Hegg's got that over mid-on this time. It's going all over the place. Yorkshire must dread coming to Old Trafford and getting on the wrong end of Warren Hegg.
Another ball that Darren just not got quite right, and Warren's given himself a lot of room here and put it over David Byers, who was on the edge of the circle, and there's no way he's stopping that.
My goodness me. Oh, what a super catch that is. Tony McGrath got in all sorts of a tangle and managed to retain his sense of calm and hold on to an excellent catch.
Again, Warren's given himself room and flayed it just at point, and Anthony McGrath has pulled off another good catch.
Huge applause here from the enormous Old Trafford crowd for Warren Hegg. But applause too from McGrath for that performance. Hegg's gone for 35. It's 289 for 7. Glenn Chappell is the new batsman. They cross, so Ian Austin is going to be on strike to Darren Gough. 4 balls left of the innings, so every chance of 300. What a psychological blow that'll be. 300's a monumental score. Austin's on the pick-up. McGrath's underneath this one too. He steadies himself and puts it down. He's been under a lot of pressure out there, McGrath, and he just had too long to think about that. Nobody can quite believe it. Takes a blinder and drops the more straightforward one. Neither can he.
It's gone up a very long way, that, and he's under a lot of pressure there in front of his Yorkshire fans, and fortunately just spilled it.
That's gone miles up in the air as well. Now there's a safe pair of hands underneath this, David Bias, and he finally clings onto one. He dropped a couple at slip earlier in the day. And he's just so relieved to have held on to it.
It's another slow ball here by Darren Gough, and Ian Austin's looked to put it over the leg side, and there's no way David Bias is dropping them. I think as well it's a relief for Darren to get the wicket there. A little bit upset with the drop catch, and then the fielding by Peter Hartley the ball before, and he was quite relieved that David Bias was under this catch.
Austin's gone for 10, 293 for 8. Here comes Darren Gough then. And the last ball of the innings, and he deals with Glenn Chappell quite conclusively. Ends up with 3 wickets, Darren Gough, and deserves them. 293 for 9 is the sum total of all those parts in the Lancashire innings that went up and down. Old adage there, you miss son and I'll hit.
That's a very good piece of bowling again. Straight at the stumps, right up there. Glenn Chappell's tried to give himself a little bit of room and missed it. It's hit middle of the leg.
A mammoth total in the end for Lancashire, 293 for 9. It didn't promise that at the beginning. Michael Atherton had problems getting going at all. He ran out Jason Gallion, and then Fairbrother went immediately. But thunderous applause really for both Crawley and Lloyd. They were brilliant and got Lancashire back on track. And then at the end, Watkinson and Hegg, well, they flayed it all over the place. Bowling figures make ugly reading in most cases, though Gough was pretty good, 12, 3 for 47, and the brave experiment with Michael Bevan virtually paid off. It's his last day, most likely, of the summer with Yorkshire anyway. Total then needed for Yorkshire to get a place in the NatWest Trophy final at Lord's is 294 from 60 overs at a rate of 4.9 and over. We'll be back with you after a short break for that Yorkshire reply.
Edged wide, and Yorkshire, and Vaughan off the mark.
Well, I'm a little surprised there's only one slip. And second slip might have got a hand to that one, Paul.
I think it would have gone straight to second slip. Neil Fairbrother with a bit of a despairing dive there at first slip, all was out of his reach.
Out. Always looked as if it was going to be held safely. Jason Gallion, the man, as second slip. And disappointment for Yorkshire. Vaughan driving at probably too good a length, Nick.
Yeah, that wasn't there to be driven, and a little bit of width, and he's just got the edge, and that's a good catch. Any slip catch is a good catch. Jason Gallion pouched that very easily.
And had a long look at it too. Michael Vaughan goes for 14. It's 28 for 1. New batsman is David Bias, the Yorkshire captain. Oh, that's close and out too. Immediately done the job, Gary Yates. Martin Moxon working the ball away on the leg side. And with his third delivery, he gets a real killer blow.
Yeah, this is a huge blow. Really straightish ball. It's just offered a little bit, but that's very adjacent. Trying to work it away. I just wonder whether Moxon was looking at the scoreboard, realising he was a bit behind, just trying to force away a ball that he possibly shouldn't have done. A little bit of pressure there.
Martin Moxon 12, Yorkshire 34 for 2. New batsman is Michael Bevan. Excellent record in the NatWest Trophy. 7 matches, unbeaten with 91's his best effort, and averages a phenomenal 60 in the tournament. Look at that.
And that's an interesting one. The ball has actually split apart. Well, this is quite unique. We thought we saw something wrong with the ball after Mike Watkinson, the Lancashire captain, stepped on it trying to stop it just now. And obviously he slipped the ball in, didn't tell the umpire, bowled it, and the ball went all over the place. I think that's probably where the damage was done. Trying to flick it back. And this is the next delivery. And now then, which one would you, if you ran, which one would they have to run you out with? Or would you have to pick up both balls, put them together, and then run him out?
How about that for a piece of seam picking? The ball exploded when Glenn Chappell bowled to Michael Bevan, split in half. I've never seen that before. And the leather casing went one way, and the cork centre went the other. He's gone this time. Bias has chipped that to Jason Gallion at mid-wicket. Mike Watkinson gets a wicket. Bias defeated really by the lack of pace and the turn, and Yorkshire's captain has gone.
Yeah, for some strange reason here, he's decided he wants to score on the leg side, having accumulated quite easily on the offside, using the turning ball. And for some reason, he's chipped it straight to mid-wicket. I just feel he might have been better off just trying to keep playing it on the offside.
David Bias gone for 39. It's 110 for 3. Anthony McGrath is Yorkshire's number 5, replacing his captain. Left-right hand combination in now. Bevan, the left-hander, he's still there at the non-striker's end.
He said that absolutely marvellously well. It was one of those where we all looked at each other thinking it had gone straight up in the air, and he's lost it over long off.
Well, what a way to bring up the 50 partnership. Comes down the wicket, and I have to confess I thought that had gone straight up, but he's timed that so magnificently. Hasn't just gone for 6, it has cleared the crowd, and it's actually just gone on the 6 o'clock special to Old Liege Tennis Club.
Bowled in. Ian Austin has got the in-swinging Yorker working well, and McGrath's gone. Yorkshire 190 for 4.
Yeah, another good piece of bowling here by Ian Austin. Spears it straight into leg stump. Anthony McGrath trying to give himself room to hit it through the offside, and it's just what Lancashire have needed, a wicket, just what Yorkshire didn't need.
Good bowling from Austin. Saw McGrath giving himself room and fired it in at leg stump. McGrath's gone for 34, Yorkshire 190 for 4. Craig White is Yorkshire's number 6.
That's it. It's all over for Michael Bevan, and surely now is all over for Yorkshire. An outstanding innings from the Australian overseas player, who's taking a plane back to his homeland tonight, comes to a close because Glenn Chappell has hung on to him on the long-on boundary.
He goes probably trying to get this a little bit wider than he does, and he ends up hitting it out in the middle of the bat straight to Glenn Chappell, who makes no mistake with that catch whatsoever. Michael Bevan has gone for 85. Yorkshire are now 197 for 5.
Richard Blakey is the new batsman for Yorkshire. Wicket-keeper with plenty of ability himself. He's not on strike. Craig White has that privilege. And that's out. That's a brilliant catch. This is brilliant cricket now from Lancashire. The game is turning its full circle. Ian Austin with the ball, as ever, has kept his head and is doing the damage. And I'm pretty sure it was Gary Yates who leapt to his left and plucked it out of the air.
What a tremendous catch. Craig White whipping it away, and Gary Yates takes off, and it sticks in that left hand. That really is a magnificent catch, and look at the delight on his captain's face. Craig White has now gone for 4. Yorkshire have lost 2 wickets and 2 balls, and are now 197 for 6.
Darren Gough is the new batsman. Gough's skied that. Crawley's put it down. McGrath put one down like that earlier. Almost identical catch. McGrath coming in from that position at deep cover.
Darren Gough giving this the works. Hasn't got hold of it, and one of the safest pair of hands in cricket, John Crawley, dives forward. Great effort. He makes the ground, but just can't quite finish the job off.
Explosive from Gough, and it's 6 over extra cover. Fantastic blow.
Have a look at the follow through here. If you want to see somebody try to give it everything, you just have. A wonderful shot.
And he's top-edged it. And it's caught by Glenn Chappell. Darren Gough goes. Yorkshire 272 for 7. 4 balls left. And their hopes extinguished.
Slower ball by Peter Martin. He's much better with that than anything at normal pace. And Glenn Chappell's the man that takes the catch. And I think he's quite pleased about it.
Darren Gough has gone for 42 from 33 balls, 272 for 7. Peter Hartley is the new batsman. He's at the non-striker's end. He's hit that high and hard. Graham Lloyd's underneath it and has taken the catch. Blakey's innings ends, and Yorkshire are gone now. 274 for 8. Blakey's valiant effort is over. Slower ball again from Martin. Blakey attempting to hit it for 6, and gave Graham Lloyd a fairly simple running catch. With Blakey out for 33, Yorkshire 274 for 8. There's Silverwood in at the non-strikers, and 1 ball left. And that's it, the formality complete. Peter Martin's last ball.
They've done it again. Lancashire have earned a place in the 1996 NatWest Trophy final, their second Lord's final of the summer, by virtue of a 19-run victory over the old enemy Yorkshire. 293 for 9, and Lloyd and Crawley were outstanding, and in reply Yorkshire 274 for 8 wasn't quite good enough, though the Australian Michael Bevan played extremely well.